Hello dear viewer, welcome to one of my PlayStation 2 Collection updates. There are over 2,000 games in some form or another that were released on the PlayStation 2 here in North America. You got the greatest hits editions, you got collector's editions. I'm trying to own all of them. These games are ones that I've recently acquired and played. Well, except for 4 of them. But stick around, watch these quick little reviews I've got on these games, because the last one, it's a weird game that I'm really looking forward to showing you. I might do an entire video on it. It's giving me nightmares. It's a bizarre game, so stick around, watch it. Here's a look at some videos. First I'm going to cover the 4 on top, I suppose. We'll do that. These are the 4 games that I didn't play. We've got NBA Street Volume 2, highly rated game. I just don't want to play it. Sprint Cars 2, Showdown and Eldora. I hated the first one. I have no intentions on playing the second one. Major League Baseball 2K5. I've played through the other ones. Didn't much care for it. I'm sure it's a fine game. Just not interested in playing it. Madden 07 Hall of Fame Edition. It's got a sleeve. Never seen a special edition of a Madden game, so I picked it up. Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius Jet Fusion. I did an entire video about this game. Short version, it wasn't very good and I got stuck. I actually felt kind of bad ripping into this game though. You see, I've got a friend that used to work for Nickelodeon. He actually sent me one of the games in today's list. Speaking of Nickelodeon, he was telling me some fun stories about the different slime recipes they used to use back in the day, as he was one of the people charged with making it. The original concoction made en masse was basically cream of wheat stirred cold with green food coloring added, but he said that they had to stop using that as it would dry out and harden under the studio lights, and it got stuck in people's hair too. The switch to using a vanilla pudding base with applesauce, a bit of oatmeal, and green food coloring worked much better and was used throughout the majority of the 80s. Jr Robo Jam. This game was originally in that stack of games that I was going to skip, but I'm glad I didn't. My wife talked me into playing this because she likes trivia games. Funny thing, it's not a trivia game and I ended up loving it. There's a sealed version with the controllers at my local game store that I'll likely be picking up because of this experience. Well, I think it's this version. There's another Buzz Jr. that's a dinosaur version. Robots and dinosaurs. That's pretty awesome. Pac-Man Fever. The Pac-Man version of Mario Party. Let me just take a moment to say that most of these board game minigame things are terrible. Mario Party is good enough, but most of the knockoffs aren't. And this is one of those. It's a board game where your goal is to move along this straight line faster than your opponents by completing minigames. There's a little bit of strategy as there are board spots you'll want to avoid, and throwing a minigame may be the best way to do that, but it's generally a mindless mashup of games that aren't fun. A stack of boring games makes for a big boring game, and that's what this is. Go ahead and skip this abomination to gaming culture. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. Not sure what makes this a special edition instead of just a normal greatest hits edition, but I'm glad to have it in my collection. I only played through the very first part of this game, but it was amazing. Rock and roll battle mode. The awesomeness is cranked up to 11 in this one. Star Wars Battlefront. I've had this game in my collection for a long time, but when I bought it, it came with the greatest hits disc inside of a black label case, so I left it in my truck so I could take it back and swap discs. No such luck. When the store bought it from someone, it came like that and I didn't want to return the whole thing. I'll probably buy a disc-only copy online to replace the disc I have. As this has happened to me twice now, Sonic Riders being the other time, I've been better at looking at discs before handing over my money. As far as this game goes, wow! I had heard this game was good, but I was not prepared for the amount of fun that was in store. It's too bad that the online capability isn't still available. I'd love to play this game with other people. Oh well, maybe I'll get lucky and they'll do a remastered version. As long as they don't ruin it with something like microtransactions, that would be awesome. Romancing SaGa. The Square SaGa games are interesting. I enjoyed the first one that I played on PS1 back in the day, but never got back into the series. Looking back on it now, it feels like a budget RPG title, especially if you've ever been unfortunate enough to be stuck playing Unlimited SaGa, which is a slap-in-the-face cash grab. The health system was confusing at first. I was misreading the hit points section. It appears that you heal back up to full hit points after each battle, but your equipment can degrade and your abilities can be depleted. It's an interesting set of mechanics at play here, and I wish I had more time available to play RPGs. I'd love to get some more time in on this game. Also, the intro is amazing. Check it out. I love this so much. Superman Returns. I didn't know what to expect from this game. I assumed it would be terrible, as the Nintendo 64 Superman game is one of the worst games to ever exist. This game, it's okay. It's a little bit broken and buggy, but it does have some fun abilities to play with. I don't know much about the comics, but battling supervillains is always a good idea, and this game has that. It's not the best or the worst, but they tried some new ideas here, and I respect that. Give it a shot. Kung Fu Panda. Licensed platforming game? This is the type of game I tend to review, so I look forward to giving it a full video someday. For now, I can say I was pleasantly surprised. It's a fun and well-paced game. I don't think it's SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom good, but I had fun with what I played. I love that it has a leveling system for upgrading fight moves. That's a great decision on the developer's part. ESPN Winter XGames Snowboarding. Another game I had to convince myself wasn't going to be awful. ESPN being in the title was a giant turnoff, but I forced myself to pop in the disc and give it a shot. It wasn't bad. I wasn't good enough to make it past the first stage, but I can see the fun here. On the original PlayStation, I loved playing Cool Borders, and this felt a little bit like that. It has trick moves and jumping that feels sort of like a Tony Hawk game. Unfortunately, I think the developers decided to focus more on realism than fun when it came to this aspect though. I don't think I'll be playing it again, but I also don't think it's a bad title. Let's put this somewhere in the good enough range of titles for my beloved PlayStation 2. James Bond 007 Agent Under Fire. The first stage I played messed me up. It was using a control scheme like that old Nintendo 64 Bond game. I tried to switch controls, but it wouldn't let me until I exited out of the stage. I'm glad it's possible to play this with a modern control scheme, but I don't know why they force players to exit the stage before switching. Oh well, it's an okay game. You can soak up plenty of damage, so feel free to rush in and no-scope some fools. There are also some gadgets at play, which is an interesting idea. I was having some trouble when it came time to free this prisoner and accidentally shot her. I was supposed to use this laser cutter, but accidentally hit my trigger button when I was trying to remember which button brought out the gadgets. That was my fault. Not a bad game. I'm sure multiplayer mode of this game would be awesome, which it does have. You can get up to 4 players using the multi-tab. Stuntman. Remember that friend that I mentioned before that worked at Nickelodeon? He's the one that sent me this game, so thanks, man. I started playing this on my HD TV originally, but it became clear very fast that the slight lag was going to be a problem, so I ended up moving to my cathode ray television to continue playing. This is a cool game, but it is brutal. You really need to pull off some crazy moves to get anywhere in this game. It's a fun title, but it's not for the faint of heart. Wait, am I faint of heart? I take all of that back. It's a difficult game even for the handsome and noble players out there like myself. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. This is another game that I've done a full review on already. Go watch my old videos when you're done here. Senator Horse was in that video. I love all of the Tony Hawk games. Okay, not Tony Hawk Ride or Tony Hawk 5, but all of them from the original to Project 8. Tony Hawk 3 is tough to go back to as several great moves have been added or changed since this version, but it's still worth the play. Transformers the game. I didn't like this game. It's not terrible, and maybe I'm just mad at anything surrounding Michael Bay, but there it is. The controls feel good. Switching from vehicle to robot form is fun, and both modes control well. I prefer the driving part of the game. Battling feels kind of slow and claustrophobic. It's hard to describe, but I wasn't digging this aspect. No biggie, there's plenty of video game fish in the sea. Top Angler. Before playing this game, I glared at the case for a few minutes, weighing how much I thought I'd be able to get out of this game. I finally said, screw it, I'm playing this, I'm beating it, and doing a full review on a stupid fishing game that I'm probably gonna hate. After 10 minutes, I turned this dumb game off. It's a bad game. BMX XXX, the naughty Tony Hawk game, which is hard to do because the Tony Hawk games are already pushing some boundaries. This feels like a cheap knockoff hiding its lackluster gameplay behind fart jokes. It's okay, but the crude humor can't save this title from feeling like a poor attempt at being a Tony Hawk copycat. There are a handful of crude humor games like this in Leisure Suit Larry on the PlayStation 2, and I'm sure 18-year-old me would have found this game hilarious, but 37-year-old me is less impressed. DJ Hero. I don't have any footage of this game recorded, and I wouldn't be able to play any of the music anyways. I found this complete at my local Game Over location and bought it instantly. I like DJ Hero, but not as much as I like Guitar Hero. And finally, Baroque. This is a weird and horrifying dungeon crawler roguelike game thing. You are given pretty much no information going into a new game, and that's intentional. You are expected to make mistakes and learn from them. Like this angel guy. He gives you a gun and says hold on to it. Down there in the corner I saw the gun in my inventory with R2 labeled above it. So I pressed R2, which threw my gun into this spike blob? There's also this kid who lets you store things in his head. You just have to kick him to access the storage. Here's some more weird stuff to give you nightmares as well. Like this. And this. And this.
Horns? Who are you? Are you saying what I'm thinking? Stop that. Please, stop.
This is a truly strange and unique game that I hope to put some real time into. But I'm torn. I don't know if I should use a guide or not. There are loads of mistakes you'll make if you don't, but that's kind of the point. I guess we'll find out what I end up deciding. I do hope to do a full review of this game in the future. This brings my total up to 444 of 2009 games, which is just over 22% of a complete collection. Hey, Pepper Murdoch here to tell you what noobs you are. I was hiding in this video right here. See that? Did you find me? No, 'cause you're a noob. Try harder next time, jerk. I hate that guy. What a jerk. I don't know who lets him in these videos. It's not me. It wasn't my idea, that's for sure. So, thanks for watching this video. I put one of these out every month, and then when I'm not doing these, I make other videos. Usually game reviews, but sometimes I get a little crazy with the videos. Subscribe. You'll find out. There's plenty of surprises coming up. There's plenty of surprises in my backlog. Go and watch all my old videos. And click thumbs up and share and... Thumbs up. Is it thumbs up? Yeah, it's thumbs up. Click like, comment, subscribe, share. All of those things. That's 4 things. 4 things you gotta do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and 5 things. There's a video here to click on. Click on this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Awesome. Possum. You, dear viewer. Airplane's coming. This video's over.